Discover the music tech that powers the biz with your host, Rodney Elliott. Yeah. This is another broadcast of Music Gear Talk, powered by EnterTalk Radio, the worldwide leader in internet talk radio. Actually, no, that's another company. The worldwide leader in music business talk. There we go. We'll get it
early.
Right. We get it right. I still, I switch back and forth between different stations sometimes, folks. So, that's how it goes. We are going to give a big thanks to our sponsors, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com, where they just want you to play it loud, and that's Calvin and the crew over there. They are making it happen for you. They got the best gear for the best prices. And, of course, SIR at SIR-USA.com. They are the leader when it comes down to providing backline gear for touring musicians. And, of course, if you are a business, that is also what they do. And today is a special day because I got a good friend in studio. And, of course, we've got Mr. Rodney Elliott here. Rodney.
What's happening?
Rodney Elliott is the host of the Music Gear Talk, as well as Mr. Marty Moore of More Basses. How's it going, Marty?
Good. Thanks for having me in.
Well, thank you for making it in this not so common rainy day here in San Diego, California, trying to make the traffic happen. So, as we are starting this show off here today, Marty is a master bass builder, and he is the owner and the purveyor of More Basses, which you can find at MOORE-BASSES.com. Is that correct, Marty?
That is the place.
I had to think about that, man. I'm like, a lot of S's in there. So, yeah. We brought you here because you obviously I'm a big fan. I'm a More bass player, and Rodney is an incredible.
I'm gonna be a More bass player.
So, we like to start off in this. This segment is how'd you get started with this crazy business, man?
I got started. I've always been interested in finding something different when it came to a bass. I didn't like all the mainstream stuff, as it were. So I just I decided one day I had some woodworking skills. I decided I would just kind of jump in and give it a try. The first bass I built, I knew was going to end up in the trash can. Basically.
So you don't have it somewhere in the back closet?
Oh, no. That one wasn't even kept for posterity.
It made a nice romantic wood fire for you and your wife as you were drinking wine.
Yes, it did. But after that, I stepped it up a little bit. I bought a little nicer wood, and the second one turned out pretty nice, which I still have, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Is that the curly one?
Yeah.
Where the curly...
No. That's that super heavy one.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to play it. It's like wearing a boat anchor around your neck. But
good to record with, though, probably.
Yeah, actually it is. It's made out of pecan wood and mahogany.
Wow.
And although it's insanely heavy, it does have a beautiful tone to it, though.
Nice.
But after that, I kind of got on this kick with wood, though, too, and I just started shopping around and looking for different woods. And
where do you find woods, and how do you get ideas from seeing different woods, and where do you get woods like that?
Most of the wood I get off the internet. There's a couple of guys out there that deal specifically in wood for guitar building, bass building, and they have some, because they're kind of dealing with that niche market, as it were. You can find some really unique looking stuff, and that's usually what I tend to go for. I try to find just the most unique, most unique, most whacked out looking wood I can find, and that's what I get. So
now, do you go by sound at all with different woods? Is there certain woods that are more dense, deeper, hold different tones, or are they all about look?
For me, it's mainly what I've gone to doing is I've started using more just domestic woods, at least for bodies and necks, which is usually maple and walnut. And I pretty much already know what the tonal characteristics of those types of wood are. There's a couple other, Buckeye Burl is another one I use too. But, excuse me, so the tonal characteristics are already kind of predetermined with that. And the reason I've been using the domestic woods more now is because, like, the walnut that I get comes from production trees. It's not, you know, chop down grandma's walnut tree to make
No one
a
went to
base.
the rainforest and stop and kill it or nothing, right?
No, it was a walnut tree that came out of a I don't know what you call it, a walnut farm or ranch or whatever.
Production,
Yeah. Either it stopped producing or got a disease and whatever, they had to cut it down, and that's where that wood came from.
Nice.
And then a lot of the spalted maple that I use a lot of the time, that is wood that's basically has fallen at some point or another and either ended up in a really damp location or in water itself. And the beauty of that wood is the beginning of the rotting process.
Wow.
And you can get that in various stages, too, of where the wood is really super soft or it still has a lot of integrity in it and just has like little pin lines running through it. So that's basically wood that's salvaged that basically nobody else wants. So,
Yeah.
And then,
Have you dealt with koa at all? Because I heard that was a hard wood to find because they were getting it from Hawaii or something, or it was very difficult.
Yeah, that's a very heavily regulated wood. It is available. It's not endangered or anything like that. But I guess the Hawaiian government kind of controls the cutting of that wood. So it comes onto the market, and it's very beautiful wood. And it's very, very rich sounding wood. But they do keep tight regulation on the cutting of it, though. So, and I do believe they replant that as they cut it too. So
Interesting.
I could be wrong about that, but I think they do.
I had a previous employer that was one of my favorite looking and sounding, but of course it was the most expensive and the hardest to make and had the longest wait. So yeah, just curious on your input on that. I kind of like to see more of it, and now I know why I don't. So
yeah, it can be quite expensive too.
Yeah. Anytime there's something hard to get, it's gonna make the prices go way up. But your base is all absolutely amazing, like super beautiful, like crazy cool wood grains and different characteristics to them, just absolutely beautiful. I wanted to ask also, your pickups. I noticed you have different pickups in them. What were the brands that you use and why?
Right now, I'm using pretty much exclusively Bartolini pickups. I like the way they sound. Very clear. There's nothing you can't get out of them. They're very clear toned, or they can be very aggressive sounding also if you want. The electronics that are in there are Bartolini preamps as well.
Okay.
I started using them out of kind of popularity, and I had liked the way they sounded. And then once I started working with the people at Bartolini, they have been outstanding at supporting me. And I'm a small builder too. I'm not like Ibanez or Fender or anybody like that.
But you will be. You're probably past them at some point.
Hopefully so. But those guys have been fantastic about helping me to get the word out and supporting me and everything else.
They're close by too. They're up in Santa Barbara.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, San Luis Obispo.
So I always get them. Yeah, San Luis Obispo, but close by the Santa Barbara area. That's why I was getting.
And they have several different products, or do you have just one specific one you always use, or do they have several versions and you just pick the one that you feel goes with that base?
Yeah, they have several different products that they use. I have been, like with the 4 strings, I used all the same preamps on those. I had a little more room I was working with. And then when I started doing the 5 strings, I actually ended up making the body a little smaller. The control cavity ended up smaller. Everything ended up smaller. So I had to change preamps and consolidate things a bit more. I didn't have as much space to work with. So
Nice. And do they make active and passive pickups?
Oh, yeah. Both all these basses that are sitting here right now all have active electronics in them. I have 2 other basses at home, a 5-string and another 4-string that I play myself that are just straight passive. Actually, they're what I call minimal basses. They have 2 pickups, a volume knob, and a blend knob, and that's it. There's no tone controls, no anything.
Okay.
So you get the straight sound of the bass, and that's it.
But sometimes that's all you need.
It's kind of funny that the one bass was a prototype, and it does have a couple of issues. It's part of the reason why I just keep it for myself. And basically, it was just to see if I could do the body design. But I picked it up, I played it a couple of times, and then the more I played it, the more I liked this little bass. I just kept playing, I kept liking it more and more and more. And when I built the 5-string, that's kind of why I built it that way with no electronics in it, because the little one that I have, which is made out of birch that I bought at Home Depot, by the way.
Interesting. All right. Okay.
And it's got actually Florentino can comment on how it sounds.
That's amazing.
The little scroll bass that I got.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I gotta hear it.
It is. He's got so many cool things. You go to his shop. Ooh, you know what? I just realized we have that time thing. The commercials are coming up, so we're going to jump back into master bass building, especially with exotic or unique woods and the processes behind that with Mr. Marty Moore here in a few short minutes. This has been Music Gear Talk, powered by the mighty Enter Talk Radio, the worldwide leader in music biz talk. Almost got it right that time.
I think in Bismarcky.
Yeah, the Music Bismarcky. We just went to that show. Rodney opened for Bismarcky, which was pretty awesome. We'll be right back in a few short minutes, so stay tuned.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
tech that powers the biz with your host, Rodney Elliott.
Hey everyone, this is Rodney Elliott here with Music Gear Talk. Wanted to also thank Pitbull Audio and SIR for having us. We're really looking forward to talking with Marty Moore a little bit more about what he's got going on with his basses. I'd love to know how you, relevant to just starting, are you a musician? Were you someone that just had a passion for bass and wanted to just kind of explore building more? Like I wanted to elaborate a little bit on that.
I grew up in a small town in Virginia, and I was actually a guitar player. And in a small town, you have lots of drummers and lots of guitar players. So I was the one, no bass players to be found. We need a bass player. We need a bass player. And I was the one that went, fine, I'll do it.
Right.
And then the more I played, the more I just fell in love with the instrument. And I think that's kind of what started me. The first bass I had was a Rickenbacker.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't hate Rickenbacker.
You know what? I had a huge Jones for Rickenbackers back in the day. I loved them. I thought they were amazing. And then when I actually became a bass player and started playing bass, I'm like, not so much anymore. They are really beautiful basses, but it just as playability goes, unless you're like, I don't know, I couldn't find.
Not a fan.
No, I couldn't find any love for it. I tried a couple of different ones at the Rickenbacker booth over at NAMM. Like, I figured that would be the best of the best, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just was like, they're all right. They feel. I don't know. If I was playing a different style of music or something like that. But I came up with the James, with the Rick James version. Rick James played a Rickenbacker, so.
Oh yeah.
Even though he really wasn't the bass player, but he always showed himself playing a Rickenbacker bass.
Yeah.
And you grow up with that. You're like, I want to be like Rick James, bitch.
You did see a lot of funk players using a Rick, and then also a lot of metal bands, which was odd because they don't seem to have any characteristics of that.
No. But they have a little attitude in the body style. I like that part of it. But the neck was just killed me on it. I couldn't.
Yeah, see, that was it for me. Was that it wasn't a Fender and it wasn't a Gibson.
Yeah, a little attitude, a little sassiness too.
Yeah, and it's, don't get me wrong. It's not that Fender's a horrible product or anything like that. I mean, it's a jazz bass, and basically I'm using jazz pickups on my basses. I love the tone you get out of them.
Yeah.
And Leo had it right. But
what about necks, though? How did you decide on the shape of your neck? And do you make different shapes? You have the flat necks for certain players or the round neck for certain players? I mean, or is it just catered to you, what you like? No, being personal.
It is all about me.
Yeah. Well, hey, your name's on it. You might as well.
It's all about the bass.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. It all started with.
We knew that was in here.
It all started with building the bass designed around what I wanted, because when I started building for myself,
Mm-hmm.
And I had a Music Man Sterling bass that I bought back in 1995 or so, and I really liked the neck on it.
That was one of my favorites, too.
Yeah, I was very, very big fan of the neck on that bass.
But my favorite on that was because of the pickup.
Oh, yeah.
I love those big honking huge pickups. I don't know why, just a certain tone and sound. And I was in a band that was more indie/heavy, and I played through a distortion pedal, and that sang and had a certain body and tone to it that I liked. But the neck, to me, I loved the feel of it. It felt right. I also play guitar and had a Les Paul, so a lot of basses, they got skinny and got weird at the end.
Right.
And I don't have small fingers, so it never did feel odd to me. That bass actually I really like. So once I saw yours, I actually noticed the neck differences. So that's why I was kind of curious on how you decided what shapes you went in and how you decided like where to go with that.
That's actually for that one that Florentino is strapping on right there. Is a different story altogether. I was at Bass Player Live, and I had a bunch of 4-string basses. They were very well received, but everybody kept coming up to me going, "Hey, when you gonna build 5-string? When you gonna build 5-string?"
Right.
And so when I got home, I came up with a new body design, which is the one you see there, But the thing was, my whole approach about this was, you know, the 4 strings, I built what I wanted out of a bass. I don't play 5-string bass. So I was sitting there going, okay, if I was going to play 5-string bass, what would I want out of this? And first thing came to mind is I want to play like 4-string.
yeah, exactly.
I'm with you on that, bro.
So
I'm a fellow 4-string bass lover.
That particular neck is designed at the nut much more narrow than a typical 5-string bass is. I believe, if I remember correctly, I did that at 1 5/8". Most 5-string basses at the nut are closer to 1 3/4".
Right.
And one of the things I was worried about at first was string spacing. It's like, okay, the strings can be too close together, yada, yada, yada. And then I kind of started thinking about it. You know, we all adapt to whatever we're given, basically.
Sure.
You know? So 5-string players have all just adapted to whatever string spacing that they've been giving. Now back at the bridge, it's a typical 0.708 string spacing, which is very similar to Fender, I believe. Mm-hmm. But getting back up to the other end of the neck there, my thought process in all of this, too, is the fact that with the strings being closer together, there's less movement, less effort put forth, and more efficiency in playing, is my thinking. Not to mention somebody with smaller hands will probably find it a little easier to play as well.
Right.
You know, in fact, Rodney was making a comment about my bass with the strings, and I'm using 42s versus the 40s, but it feels, because of the way you have the neck set up, it feels lighter. So if you put those same strings, say on a jazz bass, they feel tighter and thicker for whatever reason. On this, it's nice and smooth and easy. Lot of bounce back on it. And so I've been practicing my slap bass, so that's kind of what I found is really.
I own
really good with
a P bass that was a prototype for the guy from the Goo Goo Dolls, and it has the neck actually is a little different shape for him specifically, and it gets skinnier at the end for that reason, because they don't make that.
Yeah,
he wanted that, so they only made 4 of them, and the only reason why I got mine was because there's a huge ding in the neck, which I just wanted to record with anyways. So it's amazing to feel the difference. Everyone that's played it, they had no idea. Getting skinnier at the neck, it's, now I can play easier, and because they're stretching out their hand and it's a different position.
Yeah.
But if the whole bass had a skinny neck, I would literally feel odd, and I wouldn't be able to get through certain songs, and I'd probably flutter through them. But yeah, it's interesting how that's starting to make more sense as I did. I got it as it just was handed to me. It wasn't something I asked for.
Right.
So then I go, now I kind of like it getting skinnier at the end. Like, that makes sense to me now every time I play it. So it's interesting that ended up being more of a technique with a lot of different bass companies, but yours just, we were both kind of jamming on it. It feels light, and you don't feel, a lot of basses you lose certain feel when you're playing them that we didn't. And again, I think it's a lot has to do with the right strings and what you're comfortable with.
Right.
But with his strings, it still felt really, really good.
This particular, this particular bass, I'm using a Diodario string on there, and it's a balanced tension. Because it's a 34-inch scale, I went really heavy on the low strings, and they're a little lighter on the top strings.
Oh, okay.
To get a little more definition out of that low B string.
I also love, not that people can see it, but I love how you, over the neck where it gets bolted in, that you put a piece of wood that just looks beautiful.
Oh yeah, this one right here.
Yeah,
it's really, really cool.
As you folks can see me pointing at this.
Yeah.
Actually, we got a video. We did take a video for posterity's sake here, so we might put some of this up on YouTube. But yeah, it is. That's what when Marty came in, he was one of my first guests back when Change Stage started a couple of years ago. It's been that long since you've been on the show.
Yeah, it does.
It's like yesterday. Corner of my mind.
It does seem like yesterday.
Memories.
I seen the bass, and I'm like, I had a G&L at the time, which is, I think, is a great bass. It's what Leo Fender wanted.
Yeah, it's the guy from Fender.
Yeah. All the precisions and the mostly than precision, I think, more than the jazz bass to sound like, because it has those big, like I said, the big Music Man pickup. So played that, and I loved it, and I played it for a while. And I had another couple other basses, and I had picked this one up, and I go, oh my gosh, somehow in some way, someday my dream will come true. And then Marty was my Santa Claus and was able to hook me up with,
Love to be Santa Claus, right? If anyone ever compares to Santa Claus, it's a good thing.
Absolutely.
So I took care of it, and I promised to pledge my allegiance to always support and honestly, there would be no other reason for me to play any other bass. I've picked up so many other ones. I've seen some great ones. There's some really great basses out there, but every time I get on one, I just don't feel at home. I don't feel natural. And old Rebel Lady is what I call my bass. She's got little stripes to her. She's not always perfect. There's a secret to her that it's a deep down secret that only me and Marty know about. But it's a beautiful, beautiful bass, and I get nothing but crazy compliments for it when I'm playing.
Well, I love the way they play.
Though I'm looking at cheating on her right now, Marty. So we got about 30 seconds left. Do you want to shout out for the URLs again, so that people can find the bass?
How we find you?
Also the Facebook page.
www.more-basses basses.com, and you find me on Facebook, just more-basses.
Awesome.
Love it. We're looking forward to it.
Well, hey, we are here with our special segment of Music Gear Talk. There's the music coming right in right now. That's how we do it around here. Everything's all on a time record. We are on Talk Radio, the worldwide leader in music business talk. I want to give a shout out to Jackie at Jackie's Groove, Tim over at Sound Experience. Be right back. We'll a few short minutes.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children. After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
Welcome to Music Gear Talk. Discover Rodney Elliott.
Hey everyone, this is Rodney Elliott with Music Ear Talk. We're excited to have Marty Moore of Moore Basses here. We're actually going to have Florentino play a little bit for us and actually hear how they sound. We want to also give a thanks to Pitbull Audio and SIR USA. So yeah, go ahead and let's hear a little bit of what we got going on.
Go ahead and talk a little bit. I'm tuning in this puppy
You're
right
not allowed
now.
to tune. What are you,
I know.
You just gotta stop playing.
There's no tuning in rock and roll.
Those basses never go out of tune.
Yeah, exactly.
Ever.
They're Moore basses. They don't go out of tune.
I will vouch for that. If they go out of tune, it's weird in this environment. They go out of tune sharp.
So what tuning are you using?
Standard tuning, B, E, A, D, and G.
And what are we using for your tuning pegs?
Hardware? It's
hardware.
all hip shot hardware.
Hip shot.
Yeah, and their bridge as well.
Do they also make that D tune where you can click it and it? Are they the ones that make that?
Actually, that was their original big claim to fame. That was
my bass player has one. That's why.
That was their original product, I believe, that they had put out, and then they just branched out from there, bridges and other tuning machines and such. Another company that's been great for me also. They were one of the first companies that set me up as a as a dealer, and just jumped right in, said, sure, here you go. Hooked me up and got me going.
And you picked them because you liked the product and the way they stayed in tune? You liked the way they felt?
Liked the product. Hipshot so far has been very flexible in working with you, and, I'm pretty sure if I called them up and said, hey, I've got an idea for a bridge, they'd jump all over it.
Do you own one of the D-tunes that you flipped? Have you ever...
No, I have never actually used that product.
Flawless.
Yeah, is it?
Flawless. We didn't know. It was new, and he was like, oh, I don't even know. What do you guys think? And I'm like, as long as it works, but what's the odds of it working? It's, and flawless. Absolutely flawless.
Cool.
Instead of walking over and tuning, he's just flipping that switch, and
there you are. You're right there.
Perfect. Every time.
Now I'm going to go ahead and start playing some stuff. Paul, you want to give me a little volume on? Love it. So yeah, these things are amazing. The neck, I love it. You almost make me want to be a 5-string player. Just sounds so good. And this is, folks, this is flat. I haven't done anything with the preamp, or we're going into a MXR bass DI into the radio console here. So nothing special. I think I have a little bit of treble made. I could actually just roll that back down to neutral, just so you folks can hear the character of it. I haven't been playing bass. I've been doing more radio shows lately. So this one right here, this is the what kind of wood was this one again?
That is Buckeye Burl.
Buckeye Burl.
Yep.
That just sounds like the name of the bass, Buckeye Burl.
Yeah, it comes from Northern California, Oregon. I forget. I'm not actually even sure what kind of tree it is, but that particular burl actually comes from the root of the tree. And it can actually be really hard to get a good solid piece, because a lot of times when the tree goes down and they pull the burl up out of the ground, it's full of dirt and rocks and everything else. It has all these voids in it and such.
I'm going to pass this to Mr. Rodney here. I almost called you Bobby. I don't know why. I got a buddy named Bobby, but you're not a Bobby.
Oh, another thing I'm noticing is, and this is a big deal for me, a lot of basses are top heavy or bottom heavy.
Yeah, this is very balanced.
Very. Like, right out the gate, just handing it to me, I'm saying, wow, I can hold it. I'm not I'm feeling it very, very sturdy, right in the center. Now, how action-wise, do you have some bass players that like it really high and are super happy with the way it feels still, or is everyone wanting it low? You know, the bass players that you've made it so far,
action
all over the board.
Yeah, action is all about the player. Usually the guys that kind of dig in hard usually end up with a higher action.
Sure.
And then, the guys that are have a lighter touch, they're the ones that are a little harder to please a lot of times because they usually want an action that's just like super low.
Right. That's me.
And at that point, it really is all about your touch.
I think I'm going to have to get another bass at some point because I really like the way mine's set up. For slapping, it would be probably better a little higher, but I mean, I slap in my practice time because that's what I love to try to practice. But when I play it live, it's always finger or even, like I said, mute palm, index, thumb technique. So.
And as far as you've gone so far, have you done 6s and 8s, and have you gone?
No, I haven't come up with a 6-string design yet. Although I do have a female bass player. Her name's Winna. She plays for Cowgirls from Hell. They're all-female Pantera cover band.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and she's a 6-string player. She plays a 6-string Ibanez. So if she would probably be somebody I would like to work with on doing a 6-string and finding out what it is that she likes best out of basses. I've been trying to get her over to the shop to check out one of mine because I think even though it's a 5-string, excuse me, I think she would really like it because of the neck design. Nice. Like I said, people with smaller hands, I think, would probably tend to gravitate towards this 5-string because it's a little easier to play down towards the nut.
Right.
And then, but that's not to say that people with large hands can't play it either.
Sure, of course.
It's just it's going to feel a little small to them. But it's a matter of playing it and getting used to it and getting used to that string spacing. And like I said, I think it will. As egotistical as this may sound, I think it would make you a better player.
Anytime a bass plays a certain way and it feels a certain way to a player, they will always be a better bass player. And it's not egotistical. I think it has to do with just giving them the right tools to be a better musician.
Yeah, I had a buddy of mine trying these out when I first finished them, and he told me he didn't like the basses at all. It brought out all the inadequacies of his playing.
See, I like that. I dig that, actually. That's cool.
It does. You have to. It requires you to be a little bit more precise. It's very distinct. That's the one thing everybody says about the bass. Daryl Williams, who's played with everybody, he just went on tour with Dave Koz for his cruise ship. I told you I brought Rebel Lady. That's the name of the bass I use. And he loved soloing on it, even though it was a 4-string. He just like the neck, everything, and it was so distinct. Everybody there, all because he has a. When he did his open mics, he would have had a flock of bass players that wanted to be him, and mainly they were saying, "Is that going to be your new bass, man? That thing sounds amazing." No, disparaging of his carvings because that's what he plays, that's what he's endorsed by. But they were like, "Wow, this is the most amazing." That sounded incredible. Your solos were really distinct. So yeah, it brings out the inadequacies. If you like myself, when I was missing notes or little buzzes, here and there, that was definitely a human error.
Yeah, the pickup placement on these basses, I'm finding really cuts the mix when you're playing live. It'll really let the player come through.
Yeah.
Now, is there a player that you would love to see use your basses?
Everybody.
We're going to get back to that in a little bit here. This is now we're going into the 4th segment of Music Gear Talk, powered by Intertalk Radio, the industry leader for music biz talk. We'll be right back in a few short minutes.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
You may have heard me brag about Progressive Medical Center and just how much they've helped me with my health. And Dr. Goley, one thing that you've helped so many people with is migraines.
Unfortunately, there are millions and millions of Americans who are suffering with migraines and headaches, and they're debilitating because it affects the quality of their life, and they cannot function properly. At Progressive, we get to the root cause because we understand that migraines could be caused by nutritional deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, believe it or not, delayed food sensitivities. And once we determine what the real reason is, we put a plan of action together with medication that we get them off slowly, and we put them on an all-natural approach, and the results are amazing.
Incredible. I mean, there's so many people that can say they don't live their lives with migraines anymore thanks to Progressive Medical Center.
And that's what's exciting and rewarding to us as physicians, because we help our patients take control of their health, and that's why they're living well.
Why don't you get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today? Don't live in pain. Don't have migraines anymore. Just go to their website, progressivemedicalcenter.com.
This is your life. Live it well.
You take your smartphone almost everywhere you go. Now WSRadio.com can be there too. Search WS Radio in the Play Store for your Android devices or iTunes for Apple, and download the WS Radio application. WSRadio.com, on your phone and in your ear everywhere you go. Download the WS Radio application. Do it now. It's very easy. WSRadio.com.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
Discover the music tech that powers the biz with your host, Rodney Elliott. Welcome to your Music Gear Talk with Rodney Elliott. My name is Florentino, and we are here with Marty Moore, and we just want to give another shout-out to all of our sponsors who make all of this fun stuff happen. Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. They're down in National City, but they are also actually worldwide because you can get their gear online. They're one of the top retailers online, and they make it happen over there. They're really about empowering the musician at that organization, and Calvin and the boys over there, and girls, because they do have some ladies over there making it happen for you. And of course, SIR at SIR-USA.com. If you're ever on tour and you need to get that gear in a certain city, give a call to them because they are all over the world, all over the U.S., I should say. Here, L.A., San Francisco, you name it, they are anywhere in the U.S. New York, they've got locations all over the place. And of course, we want to give a big shout out to Moore Basses, Marty Moore, who has been a big supporter. One of the original guests for the Changing Stages, which was Enter Talk with Spawn from. We started off with one show, and now we are at. What are we? I think we're at 9 right now on the website. I had to ask Paul. How many shows do we have on the website? So we have 9, right, Paul? Shout from the control room there.
Which show?
Oh, we have 9 shows, right? I had to remember. We've got like 3 more launching this.
He's like,
this
yeah,
month.
whatever you say.
He's like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever you say, bro.
So, we've grown quite a bit, Marty, since last time you were here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So we've been talking to you about the basses. Now, tell us about this one that I have right now.
Okay, that one there.
I think, Paul, if you could turn me up a little bit.
That particular bass has an English walnut top, Palafaro fretboard, and the back is made out of a really unique-looking piece of maple wood. I was looking online, and I saw that piece of wood, which was really expensive. Not to say, wow, my basses were made out of really expensive wood, but the price was
are.
That was a really expensive piece of wood, but when I saw it, it was just like, nah, that's coming home with me. Yeah,
beautiful.
The figuring in it runs in like a V pattern, almost, and I've never seen that in another piece of wood before.
Yeah. So, what's kind of interesting about this, you had I don't know if it was this one that you said the wood was really all gray and it didn't have any character at first, and then when you brought the finish, because that's one of the things that people don't realize, these aren't, it looks like it's been put a gloss finish on it, but it's not. This is just hand polished, right?
Yes, that's correct. They're all natural finish. I use a product, giving a shout out to another one of my friends, Sutherland Wells, is the Tung oil that I use, and it is a completely all botanical natural product.
Oh, so these aren't satin finishes. These are literally just that product that you're putting on the wood after.
Just Tung oil, that's it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? That's why the necks feel so amazing, because they give you, the smoothness and the glide of a non-finished neck, but they also feel like there's something there. I don't know. It's just
that's the first thing I do to every single guitar and bass that I own. I have to take off that finish. It just doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah.
Even the drumsticks that I play, I like to have without a finish. It's just a certain way it feels.
There's a lot of people out there that
this one has
that.
a little more weight to it.
Yeah, that's because it's got a little more maple in it. Really. A little more solid maple in it. Yeah, there you go. So it definitely weighs a little bit more.
I'll turn the volume knob down if you want to kind of turn it up so you can hear it.
Yeah, see, this even plays. This is a little closer to me than the other one even feels closer.
That's the one thing, when you get a Moore bass, you're getting your own bass. This is not something, once you have one...
custom.
You're buying it after he's made it, so it's already been made, but it's more like, it's like picking out a puppy. You know, it's like picking out that
Which
one
I'm going to
little-
be doing soon, so don't bring that up.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry. You just we lost a member of the family here. So, yeah. So it's kind of like that, man. You find the one that kind of speaks to you, and once you find that one, it's unique. It's your own character.
Yeah, there is other custom manufacturers do this too, and I'm not necessarily a custom manufacturer. I build my bases, and then hopefully people like them and buy them. But the thing about my bases is I do go out and I try to find the most unique looking stuff that I can find, so that every single base is completely different from anything I've built previously.
Yeah,
for the most part, yeah. And each time Florentino's knows, because he's seen all of my work. Each time I do a build, I stretch a little further, trying to come up with something even more unique looking as far as the wood goes. And there's a big difference too between, not to put down manufacturers, because I'm not putting them down at all. They have their place in the world, and they help the world make music just like I do. But they're in their business model, you know, they go out and they buy pallets of wood at a time. And then they take whatever they get and they make instruments out of it. Some of those have kind of unique looking pieces in them, and some of them are very plain or whatever. But
they usually put a bunch of paint on top of them, and
that too, yeah.
And then the whole character of the wood has kind of been painted over.
Exactly.
That's my pun for the day.
But with these, when I build a bass, and like right now actually, is I'm building myself finally a really nice bass, and I just bought a couple of pieces of rosewood for the fretboard from a company up in Oregon, and I bought 3 pieces, all totally different looking from each other, because I don't know yet what's going to look good with the other wood that I have in mind for this instrument. And so I really do. I take the time to, and what'll end up happening is I'll put the body wood together, which is going to have a English walnut back, and then it's going to have a black and white ebony top.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Oh, it's quite striking. And then the fretboards, I'll have several of them laying there, and I'll sort through it. Usually it'll take me a day or so to sort through and figure out which one I think is just going to work and look the best. And that's how I do the whole wood process. And in speaking of the black and white ebony too,
brought that back for me.
I used to, when I first started buying wood, I used to buy exotics and stuff like that, and then Cocobolo got put on the watch list for endangered species, and that kind of struck home with me. Now I have a couple of pieces of Cocobolo still in my shop, and I've got this piece of black and white ebony, and at that point I started thinking really hard about that aspect, and those are probably some of the last pieces of really exotic wood that I'll have, because I just don't want to contribute to that.
Right, you don't be the guy that took the last piece of wood ever on the earth.
Yeah, kind of. And the thing, maple is a beautiful wood, and it grows really fast, and there's tons of it out there. So it is somewhat of a sustainable type of wood, as well as the walnut, and there's some other woods out there. One of the woods I'm experimenting with too is birch, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah, which I have a prototype bass I built at home that just has a fantastic tone.
This birch seems like a harder wood, a more dense wood, correct?
Yeah, it is a hard, dense wood, and I haven't really seen it used in guitar or bass building for that matter, but based on my experience so far, I like the way it sounds, and I'm going to make some more instruments out of it and see how it does.
And what about oak? Have you dabbled in oak at all?
Not myself. I know some people that have. I know some builders that have used.
It's a lighter wood.
Depends. If you use a big chunk of it, it isn't that light.
Okay.
And that's another thing that I try to shoot for in my basses too. A bass doesn't have to be heavy. It doesn't have to be heavy.
That's what I love about basses now. You don't have to have a heavy bass. You don't have to have the big, Ampeg cabs with a giant 35-pound head. Oh man, I'm so glad. I got my light Moore bass. I've got a Mark bass cab, and then I'm actually going to be picking up either a Warwick or I like the Bagheera Voyatra head. So one of those two, but they're like 4 or 5 pounds each. They're nothing.
Love it.
Have you ever actually tried the AccuGroove cabinets?
I've heard about them. I have not tried them.
Okay.
I've heard they were really good. Brigantinos are really good. I happen to have that Mark bass. Oh man, I can't believe what time it is. We are out of that time. So
Florentino's going to play us out. So are we going to hear or see your basses with that? Is there anyone that is touring right now that's using them?
No, not right now, but hopefully very soon in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, get them in the right hands.
Yeah, I don't really do endorsement deals per se at this point in time. I rather find people that really like my instruments.
You got it.
And want to play them because they actually love the way that they play and the way they're made and everything.
Love it.
And rather than playing it because I gave it to them.
Yeah, no, that makes all the sense in the world. Well, we really thank you for having you on the show here.
Oh, thank you guys for having me and
having you back at some point.
Supporting me. I appreciate it a great deal.
Excellent. Well, we want to thank Pitbull Audio and SIR again for sponsoring us, and we're just going to listen to a little awesome bass with Florentino here on the Moore bass. Thanks for everyone listening today.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
You may have heard me brag about Progressive Medical Center and just how much they've helped me with my health. And Dr. Goley, one thing that you have helped so many people with is migraines.
Unfortunately, there are millions and millions of Americans who are suffering with migraines and headaches, and they're debilitating because it affects the quality of their life, and they cannot function properly. At Progressive, we get to the root cause because we understand that migraines could be caused by nutritional deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, believe it or not, delayed food sensitivities. And once we determine what the real reason is, we put a plan of action together with medication that we get them off slowly, and we put them on an all-natural approach, and the results are amazing.
Incredible. I mean, there's so many people that can say they don't live their lives with migraines anymore thanks to Progressive Medical Center.
And that's what's exciting and rewarding to us as physicians, because we help our patients take control of their health, and that's why they're living well.
Why don't you get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today? Don't live in pain. Don't have migraines anymore. Just go to their website, progressivemedicalcenter.com.
This is your life. Live it well.
Hey
guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect. Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.